All right, December 2024 self-improvement review. Let's jump into this. So, first up, we've got fitness. So, my goal is a dream 10 out of 10 physique. Progress-wise, not that great. I kind of stagnated for the month of December due to, various factors as we'll get into. So I was inconsistent in the gym because I was doing a lot of jam sessions with friends and then going to these jazz nights. And I work out in the evening, and that's when all this stuff would take place. So it kind of had like competing priorities, I guess you could say, on those evenings. And the gym lost out. Also, when I went traveling for Christmas, I did not have access to the Planet Fitness over on the coast because I got rid of my Planet Fitness membership just because I used the apartment complex gym because it's free and like a 30-second walk instead of driving a couple minutes. So, yeah, that's why I wasn't lifting weights when I was out there. And then I also could not surf because during that time there was a 25-foot wave advisory, and I guess people could have gotten like taken out with the rip currents and stuff like that. So I didn't surf when I was out there. So that was not good exercise wise. Also, the beginning of the month, the bulk wasn't going well because I wasn't eating enough, and that was due to shifting my sleep habits. I started waking up later and just like getting ready for work, and then I would have like a late breakfast when I was at work, and then I would just eat dinner. So I wasn't getting enough food intake to bulk, and I stayed at the same weight for most of the month up until like the very end. And then that wasn't great. Oh, and also, speaking of sleep habits, I also had low sleep due to the jam sessions going pretty late, and then also my mom's dog waking me up because they came to visit a couple times, and then I went to go visit as well. So improvement for January 2025. For the gym, I just need to get back in the groove, which I have been so far. And I'm replacing the rest day with a lighter day when applicable. Just so that way I'm always doing something, getting in the habit of always doing something, and like not having the rest day just mentally to be like, oh yeah, so you don't have to go to the gym type of thing. We'll see if this actually works, if I just like don't get enough rest in and then it makes me feel like crap. But I mean, so far so good. And we'll see how that goes. Diet wise, I need to consistently bring lunch and snacks to work. Snack wise, I got that figured out because there's almonds, locally grown almonds too, at the market over by my work. So that's cool. And then lunch wise, one of my coworkers and I were talking about meal prep. So I've got some ideas for that. I'm thinking of doing like I think Costco's got a deal on like salmon. So I'm going to try doing this like one recipe he showed me. So that'll be cool. Looking forward to that. And then sleep habits, I'm just trying to sleep on time whenever possible and shifting my sleep schedule back earlier so that way I have time to like do stuff in the morning, and that way I'm not just I have an incentive to not screw around at night and stay up late for no reason. Okay, moving on to music goals. So songwriting wise, I finished writing a rough draft of the last song on the album, and that has freed me up to focus on other things. Specifically, the project I'm working on with my friends, the like prog project. So that's been good from a writing standpoint. I also, I should mention that I started working on leads at the end of the month because I have to write some solos for some heritage songs that I finished rhythm guitars for, and I've been procrastinating on the solo writing because I suck at writing solos because I never practice. So yeah, I finally started doing that. Yeah, so guitar wise, I think I mentioned last month I broke up the habit tracking. I did fretboard knowledge, improv technique, and then focus practice. So fretboard knowledge, I kept doing that Kurt Rosenwinkel scale exercise, where you just go up and down the entire scale across the entire neck, primarily in F major, because I was learning excuse me, I was learning a solo by Wes Montgomery of Yesterdays, and that's in D minor. So that helped me just get more acquainted with the fretboard and like specifically those notes for that song. And improv wise, I've been practicing over yesterday's backing track just to help me get the song in my ears and all that stuff. And that's been good and it's helped me like see the fretboard in chord shapes rather than scales, because that's something my guitar teacher pointed out that would help me improve, and it has so far. Technique wise, I've been working on sweep picking and alternate picking using the videos that Dean Lamb has on his channel, where he has like they're called like sweep picking and alternate picking exercises. So those have been good to warm me up after I do my fretboard knowledge stuff. And then focus practice, I was doing the yesterday solo that my guitar teacher and I were working on, and yeah, that was good. It has taught me like see the fretboard in a different way, specifically with like the chord stuff that my guitar teacher was pointing out, because I was not seeing things that way, and that just like made everything kind of click when he mentioned that and started explaining certain parts of the solo like that. So yeah, that's been good. Vocal wise, I was streaming through a song before I go to work for the beginning of the month, but I wasn't that consistent at the end of the month just because I was traveling, and my cue was before I leave for work, and I was going for work because yeah, it was like Christmas break time, so that didn't happen. But we're gonna be getting back into that. Mistake wise for the month, I just talked about vocals being inconsistent. Songwriting wise, I didn't write any lyrics. Oh, I wrote lyrics once, I think, actually, but that's not enough. And that's because I was too attached to my phone, which we'll address in a further bullet point. Anyway, yeah, so those are the main mistakes, is the lack of lyric writing and then inconsistently practicing vocals. So, areas for improvement. Songwriting, I'm going to keep writing for the prog project, and so that'll be rhythm stuff. I'm going to keep writing solos for Heritage, so I can just get back into writing leads. Not get back into, because I never started properly. So, getting into writing leads, and also write lyrics every day. I added that to my habit tracker. Also, oh yeah, I added writing a riff every day. Write a riff every day. So yeah, that is on my tracker as well, and I've been doing that, and it's just helped keep the juices flowing, because I just like, you get momentum, you get creative momentum, and you just like keep going. So, or at least that's how I am. So that's what I'm doing writing wise. And then for guitar, I have the fretboard knowledge. I'm doing the diatonic arpeggio exercise that my teacher showed me, where you just go up and down, essentially in every key. I haven't gotten to every key because I get kind of stuck in certain keys that I just don't use, and I never used when I played flute either. So, like C major, easy. B major, I don't ever use it. So, yeah, I've never really played it at all. So I have to like learn how to think in that key. But like again, B flat, A major, A flat, like I've played in all those, so I can figure that stuff out. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna be doing for fretboard knowledge, because that'll sharpen me up for sure. Improv, I'm gonna practice visualizing the chord shapes more when I improvise, and that way I can try to play more with the changes than I already am. Technique wise, I'm gonna be practicing alternate and sweep picking, again with those Dean Lamb videos, because I haven't gotten all the way to the end of them. I get like halfway to 3/4, depending on how warmed up I am. So yeah, the goal is to get to the end of both of those, and that should sharpen up my sweep picking and alternate picking, which it already has. I just want to keep going to get better, because there's always room for improvement. Focus practice, I'm going to do the harder riffs that I've written, because yeah, there's some riffs that I've written that are just outside my skill level, and I need to get those locked in before I record them properly. I also have, I mentioned the riff writing thing. That's under songwriting. Well, actually, I guess I covered all the other writing stuff in the songwriting section. So we'll move on. Vocal-wise, I'm going to get back into streaming through one song before work. I noticed that I've been hitting like the more resonant area of my voice more consistently since I've been doing that, so that's been good. Also, I need to finish this fall sport e-course, which I finally have highlighted because I keep forgetting to. I forget about it. I just need to finish it. So that wraps up the music stuff. Self improvement in general wise, it's not even a word, I don't think. Anyway, my goal is to understand myself better and how the world works. So, progress on that. For habit tracking and just positive improvements in general, I've been cleaning my room and apartment little by little, and it's just nice to have more space. Like, it just. I don't know how to describe it, but like it's. I get what people are saying about like there being a mental load when you just have like a bunch of crap around you. So, that's been good. I've also noticed that I've been practicing more on guitar rather than just noodling. Because before I would just kind of like not really be paying attention to just like noodle around on guitar instead of actually practicing things. And that's why I haven't made as much progress as I could have. So, those have been some small improvements there, small wins. Um, Screen time wise, I set my Instagram and my browser to a hard block when my limits are met. Because before I had it where it was like, oh, the goal is 5 opens per day, but then I could just like ignore it and keep going, and then I'd be hitting like 10 opens a day. But it's like, okay, what's the point of even putting this on here, basically? So I changed it to a hard block, and that has helped me stay off my phone more. Audiobook wise, I completed rereading The Rational Male, and then I actually read a physical copy of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Those are both good. I completed those, and then I'm still working on the Invention of yesterday. I'm on like chapter 19 now, I think. Yeah, so been taking in some good info there. Journaling wise, I started doing gratitude journaling consistently in the morning again after I was really inconsistent in November, probably due because shifting my sleep schedule. But anyway, yeah, I got back into doing that, and then also finally started consistently doing visualizations. So that's been a good one. And I think that has helped me. Like, I think it's gone hand in hand with the habit tracking to help me get more consistent with everything, just because, like, I'm able to step into the role of the person that would consistently do those habits. So, yeah, there have been some good wins in the month of December. Um, my primary mistake is I'd say that I've been staying up too late playing guitar, later than I should have. And basically, the cue for me to just go to bed is I end up noodling, like I mentioned before. But like sometimes I feel like no, if I stay up a little bit, I can like write something. But there just comes a point when you're too tired, and I need to just go to sleep. Started doing that at the end of the month. I just need to keep doing that into January. So, areas for improvement. For habit tracking and positive improvements, I'm aiming to consistently do the habits, even if just a little bit, so that way, again, I can just build on that foundation that I said of actually doing the habit. Once I start it, I can just keep increasing the length as time goes on. But the hard part is just setting the habit in general. So that's my goal for habit tracking, and of course I updated my habit tracker with all that stuff that I mentioned earlier. Screen time wise, I need to start bringing my pocket journal with me, so that way I have an option to just not go on my phone, which is what I end up doing if I just bring my phone with me everywhere. So, got a pocket notebook, or I've had it, I just haven't been bringing it places. I need to start bringing it places. Book wise, I keep listening to the Invention of yesterday, and I started reading The Crossing by Cormac McCarthy, because with lyric writing, it's all storytelling, and I realized that I haven't really read that much fiction, so I need to get back into reading fiction, so that way I can just absorb by consumption storytelling techniques, I guess you could say. So yeah, started reading The Cross by Cormac McCarthy, because All the Pretty Horses is my favorite book, and I just wanted to see what comes after it, because that's the sequel. So yeah, journaling, I'm doing a pretty good job with journaling, actually. I don't really have any improvements there, because I'm journaling a lot more starting in December, and even more at the start of this month, actually. But yeah, nothing to improve there, really, I don't think. Just I need to keep just doing it, because it's definitely been beneficial. So just stay consistent, I guess. That's my action item for it. And the visualizations, I need to keep them away from just devolving into daydreams. So I think the way to do that is to write specific topics that I'm going to visualize about at the top of the section. Because I think when I leave it vague, I just end up like daydreaming about like just different things. Like, oh, that'd be cool if like I was on tour and XYZ instead of just like keeping it focused to what I'm trying to visualize about. So I'm gonna start doing that. Um, but yeah, that wraps this up. My review for self improvement in December 2024, and overall, it says a pretty good month outside of the fitness stuff. But I know I need to improve, and I've started January off strong. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what January and 2025 in general has to offer. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next month.